to my mother, she's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not, I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life.
Welcome back to the Moment of Truth and Enlightening class. You just heard Dwayne Black. He was 16 years old when that thing happens to him. He studied with TD Jakes. Why is he coming out now? Don't ask me. I think TD Jakes' cup is just full and Satan just refused to let him go. Because these people, when Satan is using them, he backs them up. He silences every opposition, silences every accusers. They have that power in their carcass to do it. They just do it. But when Satan had enough and is ready to hang them out to dry, then he will revisit all their evils. That's Satan for you. Satan is taking him through the same route he took Eddie Long. You know, during the time of Eddie Long, I met both of them in the Ashimolowo church because they used to come there in 2003, 2002. If you can watch the video, they used to come to the UK to minister. So I met them one-on-one. I know both of them. Met them on a different occasions. So when the case of Eddie Longs was unveiled, came to the light, everybody ran away. TD Jakes was the only one that stood by Eddie Long, defending Eddie Long. Ashimolowo ran away. He deleted all their videos, all their photos, everything. You won't even see any trace of him being connected to them anymore. But TD Jakes stood until Eddie Long passed. He still stood and he was still saying no. And I look at it. Since that time, I don't want to know anything about TD Jakes anymore. I just knew that something is not gel here. Something is wrong. It is wrong. Anyway, you heard the story of that guy. What do you think? And some people are saying that he knew about it before he had that health crisis, even before he ran off to Zimbabwe to preach and to mess about with some powers or something. Maybe they still think that those powers will still help them. No. One thing about Satan, once he exposes you, that's it. All the carcass will dump to you. You're on your own. So all of you that still want to follow Satan, That's how he treats his own priest. Even the traditionalists, that's what he did. That's what he did to them as well. He killed them mercilessly. Some of them died outside in front of their shrine. He just killed them anyhow. Shameful and useless deaths. He will shame them, then he will useless them, then he will just destroy them like that. I've never seen anyone that follows Satan, that serves Satan, that end up well. No, he will be shaming them gradually until they enter until drag them down finally, and he push them into the grave. Then he take their life to wherever, their spirit to where, their soul to wherever he will take it to. My people, hey, this is just too much. How is it going to come out of this? Because this is really deep. Someone said, people are saying that he knows about it. That's why some say he faked the problem he had. No, he really had that problem. That health crisis, he had seizure, and that can happen through the overthinking. He was stressed. He looked at the congregation and he said, oh my God, how am I going to face them with a fresh allegation? And at the same time, he's still waiting to be called into the witness box in regard to Didi's case. So Didi case is there, and this one, Dwayne came up again, Dwayne Black, to say all these things. My people, what do you think? Let's hear more, then I will close with that. So my advice now is that if you are still practicing all this nonsense, please stop it. Stop it. Satan has no mercy. If you are following Satan, Satan has no mercy. Oh, you see how he's dealing with all these pastors. So you see how he's messing them up, exposing them, shaming them here and there. You think they are still shining? They are not. So they are like a ceiling fan. I told you, when you turn off a ceiling fan, it will still be rolling little by little until it stopped finally. That's the stage some of Nigerian pastors are now. Look at Adeboye, shame all over the place. Look at Oyedepo, shame all over the place. Everybody calling it. Look at Oyakilome, shame, disgrace everywhere. Everything falling apart. Anyway, let's hear the rest, then I will close with that. Stay tuned to the end, please.
I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to service tonight. She says, no. You know, we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
Can you believe that? They had no conscience. Their conscience is dead, completely dead. You know, these stories actually, like the story of that lady that claimed that the one Pastor Lazarus interview, that claimed that the pastor raped her and all that. She went back to church and pastor was preaching. And she was sitting there looking at that pastor. They have no conscience, my people. You have to know God yourself. Know God for yourself. That's what me I'm preaching. Oh, I can't take any risk by going into any of the churches. It's just a risk, and I'm not ready to take that now at my age. I've done that for 40 years, and it's all about regret. Anytime my mind flash back, oh my God, the pain is just too much. the pain of what I've seen, what I know, what I've been through, just too much. I will see you, my people, on my next video. Bye for now.